This one goes to the CG. Hi, Uncle Peter. Can the Director General, actually the Commissioner General, tell us whether vacant positions in GRA are advertised on radio and newspapers? It seems recruitment is shrouded in secrecy.
Thank you very much, Peter. Anyway, that's also another very important question. But let me say this, Peter. The employment at GRA are put into categories. You have the Commissioner General position, which is appointed by His Excellency the President.
Yes.
Just like he appoints the ministers.
Yes.
Right? So there is no advertisement on that. The position of Deputy and Head of Domestic Taxes is a position when it get vacant can be advertised. And it is the board that will sit on it, on the advertisement and the interviews, and finally do the recommendation to Minister of Finance for its endorsement, the minister's endorsement. Now you have also in GRA, we have 8 departments. You have each of these departments, there are positions. Whenever there is vacancy, we have to advertise it. We do advertise it, and it is a board appointment. The board subcommittee, staff and establishment have to do the shortlisting, the interview, and take it up to the main board for final appointment. And then a letter is written to Minister of Finance for the minister.
So you do advertise?
We do advertise.
Positions.
I'm sure where the person is coming is the junior ranks, like the cleaners, the cadets, guards, and tax clerk. Those are junior ranks, such that the Commissioner General is given the power and his management to appoint them. So, but in a sense, the major higher positions are all advertised. We don't just pick.
Okay.
But we advertise and people applied, we shortlist, and then finally the best candidates are put on board.
Okay.
But again, Peter, in addition to that, we have another form of appointment which is called headhunting.
Yes.
And I feel that is very important. There are certain key positions also. We look for the best brains and we bring them on. They go through interview, but we have to search for them. I will take an example of my current director of legal and board services. It's a young man by the name Abdurrahman Ba, very smart guy. He used to work at Minister of Justice. We were having problems in terms of getting, when the person that was there resigned, he went to the High Court. We were looking for someone who can help the institution. Because remember, Peter, GRA is a big institution and is structured in such that people can sue us when we do something that is out of the law, but also we can sue the people. So in situations like that, we need to have a proper legal department. Currently, as we speak, we have over about 10 qualified lawyers headed by Mr. Abdurrahman Ba. But he was headhunted from Minister of Justice because Gambia is small. We all know certain people that are good in certain areas. He was pinned, somebody has to tell us, and we have to go. But it still has to go through the board for him to get his appointment. Things like that do happen.
Okay.
So it's not one-way traffic appointment, but we have different ways of methods of appointments within GRA.
Okay.
You want to
I just want to contribute to what the Commissioner General has said. Okay, maybe I will give myself as a typical example. My first position that I occupied in GRA was a deputy director's position. But I had to apply like any other Gambian, and I remember many of us, converged at GRA for an interview. And then, I was, considered to possess what it takes to be appointed, and I was appointed. So, and there are other positions also, internally we can look, because for example, let's say the position of a deputy director, is vacant. We do proper, succession planning in GRA. If the manager or the managers that are in the, immediate lineup have possessed all the competencies over time, normally we recommend internal recruitment inside, because what is the point? Because a manager has understood it. Let's say a deputy director for many years has obtain all the experiences in terms of understanding the work environment. Why do we have to go from outside and deny this person the possibility of growth and development?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we have to look at also that many things can happen inside in terms of attending to the personal growth and development of the staff, rather than any time it's vacant, you bring somebody. How about those that are there?
Yeah.
How would they grow? So these are all
They
things
wouldn't.
that also come into play in this recruitment.
Absolutely. Good morning, Peter. My point is, I want to ask Mr. Dabo why people rent in dollars and they should, also to translate to our local languages. I suppose, they want maybe to say a thing or two in the local languages. I don't know how much time you
in
have for
fact,
that.
someone sent me a long text some time back. He said, most of the time you have interview with Peter, you speak English. How about the rest of the population? And we believe that the interviews are very educative, but you always speak English.
And also useful.
Useful.
A lot of the taxpayers may not, understand you completely in English.
We should arrange
So
to
just
have another interview to have it in local languages.
It's possible.
That's possible. Or these interviews that we have find a way of how someone can translate them.
You have translators.
You
have Henry, you have Babukar, you have all these.
Yes, so they can be very beneficial.
Yeah.
Yes, that's something. But he's saying about rent.
Rent in dollars.
In dollars.
Yes.
Peter, for that, people own their properties. And when they are putting it into the market, they don't tell us. All we do is you have a property at Carava Avenue or Senegambia or somewhere, you build a house, you rent it for $6,000. When, you have to come to us. Like I said, the compliance. It is not GRA that has to come to you. You have to come to GRA and say, I have a property that I've rented $6,000, equivalent of that by 72. That is what I get it for per year, without any deduction of anything. It's based on the gross, right?
You pay rent on gross.
Yes, you pay the rental income on gross.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
All the taxes you can deduct, but for that you have to pay on gross. Now, during the process of that interaction, the person maybe open up and tell us that it's $6,000, but we will not change. We will not charge in dollars. We will convert that amount he said into dollars and then apply either the 15% or the 8% rental income. So we don't have control for how people should charge their rent. I know the currency in the Gambia is dollars, and that is what is acceptable. But if someone one Badibunka decide to put his, store or his house in dollars, well, that is him. But for us, when we are dealing with that person, we will make sure that we convert it, because he is the one who is going to give us information. Sometimes we do demand contract. Rents have contract. You have a contract with your landlord, and his spell there is $6,000 per annum. We will see it, but we'll convert into dollars and say you have to pay in dollars, not in dollars as you receive.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just to add to what the CG has said, this has also even been clarified by the laws that where now we have to, because what we are collecting, whether you say international trade or you are talking about the domestic tax collections, by the time we are reporting, we report on the basis of the legal tender of the country, and which is dollars. So even the Tax Act will tell you when these transactions are in dollars, you have to bring them to the equivalent, exchange, rate for dollars. So that now, because like I have said, the basis for collection and remittance or putting these monies at the central bank is based on the legal tender. And again, it's not within our remit, as far as our mandate is concerned as a revenue authority, to go and control how people, the mechanisms they use in terms of charging, whether they put euro or dollar. For us, what is more important is that we know what income is generated and we tax it.
Good morning, Peter. Please ask your guests why GRA is imposing tax on gross salary on INGOs, I suppose that's international NGOs and NGOs. These include my basic salary, housing allowance, and transport allowance. I receive a gross monthly salary of $64,328 and pay income tax of $14,915 monthly.
Yes, I think, this goes back to what the Commissioner General has said. All these things, you go and find, their source from the laws. That's the way the law is designed, that they are taxed on gross. That is not the making of the Commissioner General or any personnel at the level of the Gambia Revenue Authority. But I think government also has even improved a lot in terms of their engagement. I have seen over the years that even at the time of preparing the budget, there is a time that they do this citizen engagement, with the population. So that is also a way that, the citizens can also, influence public policy as it relates to, fiscal activities in terms of collecting taxes. This one, sometimes when we get this kind of questions, we are helpless because the question is directed to the party that is not, directly in the, responsible for the formulation of the policy. We are just executing or implementing. So that's what I can say about this.
Very good. Hi, Uncle Peter. Given the rapid growth of fintech companies in the Gambia, are there any tax policies, exemptions, or compliance changes that could specifically impact the sector given its infancy in the country? Overtaxing or excessive compliance, just not to scare them off.
Okay, Peter, for that one, the system, the revenue assurance system, including the gateway management, it's coming up, and it includes these fintechs. It will also include fraud management and all aspect of telecom services. So when this system is on, the system that we are bringing, it will be controlling all the areas, the fintechs that are activities that are in the country. So it's just a matter of time. I'm sure they are in a haste so that we can get all these things, but it's a process. We are almost there now. The process that we are following, and the way the government works, you have to put laws in order. Regulations have to be there. Everything has to be perfect before the implementation, so that when the implementation comes, it becomes easier.
Okay.
So that's the process we are doing. But we did not forget the fintechs. We are coming for them. We are coming for them in terms of monitoring what they are doing.
That sounds like a scare.
No, it's not scaring, but we are coming because we want to know what is happening. It's not going to be one-way traffic, just giving. This is what I have, I pay. No, we want to know what you are paying. Is it the correct amount you are paying?
Okay.
So that transparency, accountability part, that's what we are bringing with the revenue assurance system.
Uncle Peter, good morning. The honesty, dedication, and commitment of the Commissioner General of GRA is what we need in our country. All CG needs is the cooperation and support of the general public to tackle some of the challenges the GRA is currently facing. This is from Honorable Malik. Before I get to you, you wanted to add something.
Yes. Okay, just on the fintech part, CG has, dwell on one part, but I also want to dwell on a very positive part.
Sure.
Because it is our intention today. If you look at what the fintechs are doing, they have covered a big space in terms of our transactions. Today, a lot of things now, you need to provide help or anything. They are there, as a vehicle through which, you can conduct this way. So that is why we are also thinking about, on a positive side, in the ITAS, we are going to, interface with many systems that we think can feed data into our systems so that we'll be able to tax even transactions that currently now are very easy to hide. So, yes. So we are going to use them and also use them on the other side.
I'll come to you to find out which transactions are easy to hide.
So Peter, and the other part is they can also be used by the population, to pay taxes to GRA. So just in the manner in which we are using the banks as an extension of the GRA, we can also use them at some point where these small and medium taxpayers can use them to be able to, pay taxes to GRA. I'll just give you one example. In the past, I remember when I closed, then I would, stop by, the petrol station to buy cash power. But when all these things came on the phone, so now even if I travel out of the country, cash power is finished, I can buy and send it to them.
True.
So GRA also see the fintechs, as a platform that we can leverage on, for our tax collection.
Fantastic. Honesty, dedication, and commitment.
Thank you.
I mean, how important are these in getting the job done?
Yeah, I appreciate very much that comment from the sender. it's something that really I am putting across the entire staff of GRA, starting from the DCG to my directors and all the staff, that the government has a big trust in us, and the population of this country have a trust in us, and we cannot disappoint them. If we did not function as an institution, there will be an issue, and the issue will be we will have problem with funding, and because we all know what is going on. So therefore, it is always a constant talk within GRA to make sure that we work as a team to execute our mandate that is given to us by government. And I'm proud to say that my entire staffs are behind me in working every day and night to achieve what the responsibility governments give us. And we are living up to expectation towards that. And we will continue to do that. And the only way we can achieve that responsibility is to change to digitalization. And that has been my word. We need to be digitally reformed in the way and the manner we do our things. With that, the sky will be the limit. Whatever we want to achieve as a country, we will be able to achieve it. Because days are gone where you could have manual way of doing things. Because we have seen that it doesn't work. It doesn't work for Gambia, it doesn't work for any other country. We have to catch up with technology. And with technology, we can have collection that we have never think of, like we are witnessing today.
The present is digital, the
Yes.
future is digital.
The present is digital, the future is digital.
Fantastic. Okay, all right. CG,
Yeah.
today we won't have to fight. I mean, your time is over. I'll give Esa,
Yes.
to
just
to conclude.
Because,
Okay,
because
all right.
that one he was saying, definitely I want to add, and then also to compliment the boss for being the champion of branding, the GRA. So everything to do with reputational damage, and he takes time at the different levels, senior management meetings, top management meetings. Never will he address without talking about reputational issues, that we are collecting this money. If the public lose confidence in our character, in our conduct, it is going to affect the compliance. So he does not joke with that, and that is why today you even have an internal affairs unit at the GRA to deal with the conduct of staff. And any staff that is found wanting, we use our own internal rules to make sure that that is sorted out, just to also contribute that to the contribution that came from the one that just sent out
Honorable Pa Malik.
Honorable Pa Malik, and definitely we thank him very much for that. And we are saying that we are doing our utmost best, but we also need the support of the public in terms of addressing behavioral issues which can tarnish the image of the authority.
I thought I had just closed his microphone, but he wouldn't leave here
No.
unless I give him, another opportunity.
Yes,
and this
Peter.
will definitely bring us to the end of the program. Esa, thank you very much for coming.
Yes.
Thank you, Peter, once again for giving me the floor to say a few remarks. First and foremost, I want to thank my staffs. I want to thank them because whatever we are able to do is through their cooperation. And without their cooperation and hard work, it will be difficult. So anytime I sit in any place to talk, I always say that I want to thank them and appreciate the efforts and the teamwork and the respect for the hierarchy. Because the kind of institutions we are, there has to be discipline and respect for hierarchy. If you don't, Peter, we have seen institutions that are dealing with a small amount of 5 million, 10 million, the kind of problems that are happening there. But here is GRA. Over the years, we are collecting billions. We are talking today over 23 billion. Now, it has to take serious-minded people to administer that collection. Otherwise, every day, every minute, you will hear problems of money, problems of money, problems. But the structure is such that we are subject to different type of audits. In a sense, GRA itself has its own departments, units that are responsible for various audits. Like I said, the tax audit is constantly doing, the international trade, PCA, Post-clearance audit are also constantly audited. But in addition to that, you have an overall internal audit department. That is also, the staffs are jumping from one office to another, auditing on daily basis. And in addition to that, you have internal audit of the government under Ministry of Finance. They are also coming auditing us.
Oh, wow.
This is not a child's play. On top of that, you have the national audit of the government. That is also constantly coming, auditing us. And finally, you have external auditors that audits our financial statements. So we go through a lot of auditing on a daily basis, monthly basis, quarterly basis, yearly basis, which is good. For me, it is good because it makes us to stand very strong on the ground. Where we have lack of this auditing in our place, then we have a problem. But every butut that is collected, Peter, it is remitted to the bank and it's heading to central bank. And at the end of every month, every butut that we said we collected is reconciled and it goes to central bank. This is not a child's play. This is a work that needs sober-minded people. We have seen people who are dealing with small amounts of money, how messy those things can be.
Sure.
So questions of dealing with billions is a responsibility that is not easy to take. So that's why I always said I want to thank my staffs. I really appreciate the effort and the teamwork. And all this happens in a form of a teamwork. Because one arm is responsible for one thing, another is responsible for. So collectively we have a team. And that is why we are able to collect what we collect peacefully, and it goes to the central bank, where the government will have access to collect or spend. So the staffs, I want to say very good thank you to them. Again, I will not be fair to myself without thanking the taxpayers. The billions and the billions that we are saying we collect last year, year before last, and this year, and just today also, it's all coming from the taxpayers. Peter, as I always said, it's not easy to get away from money. No matter what, whether it's a big corporation, whether it's a medium business or a small business, it's just difficult.
Yeah.
But this is something that is dictated by the law. There is no way you can do a business in a country without paying tax. There's no country in the world. Even the developed countries, you have to pay, because those people, they have now gone the level of digitalization. So it's like seamless. You keep paying everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, every boss, place, supermarket, you keep paying seamlessly. And that is where we are heading the Gambia to. We want to have that seamless way of paying your tax without even seeing any human being. So therefore, I want to thank the taxpayers for being very strong and determined to part away with money and pay to GRA, which the government use in turn to do the infrastructural development. It takes a great guy to do that. Most of the people will have money, but they will be hiding. And let me say this quickly. You know, we check our biggest taxpayers on monthly basis. The largest taxpayers. A lot of people are making noise in the country here. But when you look at their tax status, they are below 100. Our best taxpayers, if we print it out, you see some businesses are making noise. They are below 100. And for us, we look at the people that are on top. This is why on an annual basis, when we organize the taxpayers dinner, we try to bring up the group that have the highest, and next to that, and the others that are most compliant. Because we feel like they are paying all these billions to government. It's just normal. One day, 365 days, you organize a small dinner, you say thank you.
You're talking about the importance of the taxpayers
award, what it brings. So it kind of motivates them more to come in. If their level is below 50, they come up. Since we started that practice organized in Taxpayers dinner, it brought in a lot of compliance, the compliance level up. And for us, it's what comes out of it. And that's what we are saying thank you. You taxpayers, we know it's not easy to part with money, but you are doing it. We are saying thank you. And I'm sitting down here today, I'm saying thank you to all the taxpayers, be it small, medium, and or large. We are saying thank you to all of them. And finally, Peter, I want to thank the government for giving us that support, that strong support, that we are able to implement all these reforms in this country within this specific time. And government is seeing the benefits. Government is seeing the benefit. But we want to, they could have behaved otherwise. That when we want to bring this reform, they could have said no to it. There's nothing we can do. We will just be sitting there frustrated. But at every given time, any of these reforms that we bring, we will see the reaction in the streets. No, 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 this, that, no, no, no. But we know why they are crying. We know. Because we know that there is a bigger thing they are hiding that they don't want us to see or know.
And so you don't listen, you just,
we don't listen. We know because from the best practicing tax administrations in the world, that's where we are taking those reforms. And if it is working in those countries, why not Gambia?
Indeed.
But we have to have that political will and the support. At the end of the day, what needs to be remembered always is the tax that we need to be collected. We have to start thinking inwards. It's not always to think about getting out there, get money for this country. But why can't we get the money here? And I believe that, one thing I believe, Peter, I've been saying that over years, we have money here in this country.
Yeah, the point was earlier made.
We have money here. It is a question of how much we can digitalize to block the leakages.
Okay.
And that's what the process. But in doing that, the government is helping us.
Fantastic.
Supporting us.
Fantastic.
So I appreciate from the president to the cabinet and the rest of the team, I appreciate their support.
Fantastic.
We are together. We are going together and we will get there where we want to go. But we can't get there alone. GRA alone can't do it. But with the support of the government and the support of the taxpayers, we will make this country, we'll be proud of this country. Because if we do what we are supposed to do, we will see a lot of development. And everybody will be proud of Gambia. When we travel to other countries, Peter, we see beautiful things that are there. Beautiful roads, street lights, beautiful schools, clinics, hospitals, and the likes and the likes. We want that to be in the Gambia.
Yeah, but you can only collect the money. You can't force, the people who are supposed to do the work, to use the money that way.
But it goes together.
Yes.
This goes simultaneously. Even if we don't if we don't have the enough there.
Yanks, are you trying to start a new program all over?
No.
I mean, this is a thank you that's taking like forever.
No, it's like I wanted to say thank you to government. Thank you to government for giving us the support and the support that we needed at the time. If we don't have that support, I'll be frustrated.
Yeah, well.
I can have all these ideas in the world,
Yeah.
but I can't implement them if I don't have the support of the government.
Lucky you.
And that's why I finally said that I'm really grateful to the government of the day for giving me the support to implement all these projects.
And I need your support.
And this process,
and I need your support to end this program.
No, and this project, Peter, finally, this project that we are bringing,
yes,
believe it or not, they are going to stay here forever and ever, for generations to come. Because we are only thinking forward, getting more billions, but not going back. Like you said, any day I bring 800 million, they will come for me.
Yeah.
So I know that. And that is why it's difficult to put the flag up there. And when the flag goes up, you don't have to allow the flag to come. And to keep the flag there, we have to maintain these reforms, which are going to be here for my children and your children, and even our grandchildren to come.
Okay.
So that's why we need to nail them down and make sure that they are strong. Nobody can shake these reforms.
I think.
And I thank everybody. And I thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you. Finally, that's the Commissioner General of GRA. The toughest man, to silence. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to today's program.
Jar Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
Axel jam si Wave.
Yo, apply. Yo, luta do dede. Luta mo nulo jël moto nga andil ma xaalis. Hello?
Busel mu fine.
What?
Busel mu fine.
Yes!
Wave Axina Gambia. Deposit and withdraw money, pay bills and buy mobile credit without fees. Transfer money wherever in the country for only 1% fee. At Wave. Busel mu fine? Wave. Your money is yours.